In this episode, we are discussing a Verywell Mind article titled 8 Psychology Basics You Need to Know. The topic of the article is the fundamental aspects of psychology, including its scientific methods, diverse perspectives, and subfields. It also explores the practical applications of psychology in various domains, such as mental health, business, and education. The emphasis is placed on how psychology plays a vital role in understanding human behavior and improving individuals' overall well-being.
Okay, gotta be honest, whenever I hear psychology, I kind of freeze up.
Oh, how come?
I don't know, it's like, am I suddenly gonna be stuck talking about Freud and dreams?
I see, yeah.
But then you send me all this stuff about psychology basics. It's
Right.
actually, really interesting.
That's what I was hoping for. Breaking it all down,
Yep.
no jargon, just getting to the good stuff.
Right, like this article from Verywell Mind, 8 Psychology Basics.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It basically says psychology isn't everything we do.
True.
Our behavior, our thoughts, even the choices we make, it all comes back to how our brains work.
Precisely. And the really cool part is it's not just theories,
Oh, so it's like legit science.
Absolutely. We use scientific methods,
Yeah,
data, research, experiments, all that good stuff to understand these connections.
So it's not just, oh, people act this way because ... reasons.
No. This isn't guesswork. The article actually calls that out.
Yeah.
How some people think it's just common sense.
Oh, interesting.
But think about something like, say, smoking.
Okay.
We know it's harmful, right?
Right.
But people still do it.
Yeah.
Psychology digs deeper. It uses research to understand why we do things, even against our own best interests, and how we can actually change those behaviors.
So instead of just saying smoking is bad, it's about understanding what's behind it.
Exactly. We're getting to the why behind our actions.
Okay, that's fascinating. But if it's all, science and research, does that mean there's only one right answer, like one approach to psychology?
See, that's what's even more interesting. Not at all. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Bullying.
Okay, yeah.
One psychologist, they might look at bullying from a biological perspective, like brain chemistry, impulses. Another might study how it's learned, through observation, social interactions.
So different angles on the same problem.
Precisely. And then someone else might analyze the whole social dynamic, power structures, things like that.
So it's really about looking at things from all these different sides.
Exactly. It's multifaceted. We don't just look at what we observe, but how we interpret it through different lenses.
That makes a lot of sense. But psychology seems huge, like one massive field.
You could say that, yeah.
Is it really all one thing, or are there branches within psychology? So we've got these different lenses, these subfields. It's like you said, psychology is everywhere, but how does this actually help me?
Right. It's a good question.
I'm not just a guinea pig in a research lab, right?
You got it. You're not a guinea pig. Understanding psychology, it can actually empower you in your everyday life.
Really? How so?
Okay, think about the last time you saw an ad and it made you want to buy something.
Oh, all the time.
Even if you didn't really need it, right?
Yeah, especially those ones that feel like they're reading my mind, those targeted ads.
Exactly. See, there's a principle called social proof. Basically, we're more likely to want something if we see other people enjoying it.
Huh.
Or if it's presented as popular or trendy. Advertisers, they use this all the time to kind of nudge your decisions.
So it's not even about the product itself. It's about how they're playing with, my psychology to make me want it.
Exactly. And the more you understand these little tactics, the more you can recognize them.
And not be so easily swayed.
Exactly. You're making more conscious choices. It's like having a superpower.
Decoding the matrix.
Kind of. And it's not just about ads.
Yeah.
Think about habits. Why do we do the things we do?
Okay, yeah.
When you understand the psychology behind habit formation, how our environment, our routines, all that plays a role.
You can use that to build better habits.
You got it.
Yeah.
Healthier habits, different habits, whatever you want.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Mm.
What about careers, though? Because the article mentioned different psychology careers.
It did. There are so many.
So it's not just for, therapists.
Not at all. It's for people who want to understand us in all these different ways,
Yeah. So what kind of careers are we talking about here?
Well, you've got clinical psychology, of course, focusing on mental health, but there's also, school psychologists.
Okay, working with kids.
Exactly. They work with students,
Yeah.
helping them learn, develop. And then there's industrial organizational psychology.
Industrial? What's that about?
They apply these psychology principles to businesses, organizations, to improve workplaces.
Interesting. So what? make them more productive.
Yeah. Or boost morale, improve communication, even redesign the workspace for better focus.
Wow. So they're like workplace psychologists.
Exactly. They use psychological principles to solve problems in the workplace.
That is so cool. What else is there? It's like psychology, it's not just a thing you study, it's more like a toolkit, you know?
Ooh, I like that. A tool pit.
Yeah, like you can apply these things to so many different parts of life.
And the more tools you have, the better equipped you are to actually use them, right? Yeah.
Right. It's amazing. We started off thinking psychology is just for therapists, but it's really about understanding ourselves and other people. It's even in advertising, like we were just saying.
And we've only just touched the surface, really.
I know, right? There's so much more to learn.
But hopefully this has piqued your curiosity.
Definitely has. I'm looking at everything differently now, from targeted ads to, like, my own little quirks.
That's what it's all about. Asking those questions, challenging those assumptions, being open to those new perspectives.
Yeah. Okay, so for someone listening, someone who's been with us on this deep dive, what would you say is the most important thing to take away from all of this?
Don't underestimate the power of psychology, but not in like a manipulating people kind of way. More like in your own life, your own experiences.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. So think about what you've learned, maybe about yourself, you know?
Like those aha moments. Oh, that's why I do that.
Exactly. Or maybe that's why they reacted that way.
It's like suddenly things start to make sense.
Exactly. The more you understand these underlying principles, the more you can use that knowledge to make changes. Or just, navigate your world a little better.
This has been amazing. Thank you so much for this deep dive. I feel like I learned a lot.
My pleasure. And remember, psychology, it's everywhere.
You just have to know what to look for.